Okay, I think we're live. Let me see you guys. Hello. Hopefully we're live. Hopefully my mic is working this time. Let's share the stream link. All right. Looks like ignition needs me to reload. Okay, so let me just hide my face for a bit. So this is the graphs of fight 200. This is it in total. So I didn't play yesterday. 7.9 thousand here. So we're up 7.9k. But we won the extra $100 because we went a roll flush. So yeah, we're making a roll flush makes you fuck all. Rake is like 5 bp per 100 across the different levels. Anyway, let's get into it. Actually, before we get into it, you like my my poster? I got it as a Christmas present. It's a poster of, I don't know if I should bring it closer. It doesn't matter. It's cats playing poker. This is just some dice there, so I don't know. Maybe it was like AI generated or anyway. Someone found it online. And printed it off for me. So yeah. Let's get into it. So we're 20% of the way there, right? So at this rate, it will take me 10 months of fucking full-time shit. So anyway, we'll get into it. Let's just go and get hella crazy with the flop over bets. And I don't understand why ignition is not letting me. Yeah, it's gonna get stuck at 59%. There we go. I have to close it and then open it again. Some kind of connection issue. Sorry about this. I should have it open before I started the stream. How is everybody? Let me know if you're in the stream, because that that helps with me figuring out if the chat's actually working, because sometimes the chat just doesn't fucking work. Yeah, so it managed to take the buy-ins, but it didn't load them onto the tables. Anyway, we'll just get into it. Oh my god, it's just loading black. All right, I don't know why this is happening tonight. All right, let's leave those. Close that down. Try it again. My ignition's being so shit with me. Oh my god. Error. Everything's a fucking error. I don't know why. Is this just me, or is it? Are you guys having troubles too? Let me know. G'day, Red Luke. G'day, Franklin. All right, great. Okay. All right. I think we got it. Finally, we have some success. Okay. All right. We're in. Is this close enough for you, Red Luke? We're in. 9-3. Tough decision. Ace 5. Let's do it. I'm not entirely sure if these quizzes actually work. Like, I have to double check in my database if like my quizzes are actually probable. They could be. Let's just get one big blind back on average. Flop two pair and two people. I don't know, man. Let's turn the volume down because it's way too loud. All right, fuck it. Two pair. All right, dodge a board pair, dodge a board pair. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I mean, this is like 4 a.m. for me, so I need to. Is the sound cutting off? Shouldn't be doing that. I think it might be because I've got a fan running. It might be the noise filter. So I can turn the fan off. Hang on, let me turn the fan off. Okay, hopefully that improves things a bit. So yeah, good start to the session. Stacked some guy who called to 3-bet with the ace 10 suited and then just ripped the flop into my 2 pair. So yeah. So Jimmy, Diffie, hello. All right, so we're doing the overbets today, all right? Is that what we're doing? We're doing the same shit as last time. Getting way out of line. Remember to like the video. If you're here now, the 6 of you, say hello by liking the video. If I don't get 6 out of 6, I feel sad because I'm a perfectionist. I need 100% on everything. Is that a downswing at 10k hands mark at all 200 NL? Yeah, that downswing was last session. This here? Or this? Oh yeah, no, that was 500 now. But we had a 4-5 bind downswing last session, and then like at 3 a.m. I like decided to just grind for another hour and just won back another bind and a half. So it's not too bad. So so far we're down 500 from peak or something like that. 500 from peak, a grand from peak. We're down a bit from peak. Happy New Day. Yeah, it's New Year's Eve for me. Well, 4 a.m. on New Year's Eve, so you know we've got 16 hours left of the. Should I stream for all 16 hours? Just stream for until it's New Year's for me. Just go fucking hard for 16 hours. I don't know if I can do that. Actually, maybe I can. I've got some good shit. Good shit that help me. Yeah, turning off the fan help. Hopefully it helped because like if there's noise in the background, the filter will get really aggressive. Yeah, good start with the S5 offsuit. Do we check raise the King 3? Probably. Just click it back. Click it back. Click it back. People punt in his click backs all the time. They get real punty. Real punty. Let me check. Go for double check raise. We click it back again? No, we don't need to get value now. We just pot it and then pot the river. Sometimes we run into aces. I feel like we're running into aces. If this is aces, if we run into aces full, it'll be really shit start to session. Now the flushes come, I've got all the flushes, and so I don't know if I need to call any kings without a flush blocker. Any threes without a flush blocker, so let's just fold that. Probably had pocket aces. It's great that they have these hands and they don't know how to play them, and like, how do you stack a flush with aces there? If I was in his position, I'd probably like bet half pot and then call a jam, but I probably wouldn't even raise a turn. Like click back, raise a turn. Okay. Do we open this hand from? I fucking forgot the hand. Let's just overbet. Don't know what happened. Just overbet. That's how you do it. Can't remember the hand history. Just overbet. All right, let's check it here. All right, just pot it. Do we jam river? That's the trick with Venetian. Just overbet everything all the time. Everyone folds. Okay. Hello, chat. Okay, let's have a look. Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks for that comment. Let's fold that. You went from 25 to 200 Now you're hitting a 35 blind downswing, but it goes keep running, right? I mean, 35 blind downswing, you got to start thinking about whether or not you're actually winning a 200 now at that stage. Like 20 blinds is reasonable. 30 blinds, then you start questioning yourself. I mean, it probably is just variance, but you know, these three bets, they're just super nutted. Even though they're tiny, they're just like always a fucking nuts because the three bet frequency when open mean is like 11%, compared to the 15% it should be. All right, so we check, he checks back, and we bet twice a pot. No, he's not checking back for us. All right, let's just through this. Pretty big. Killing the fan worked. Yeah, it was just the fan. Like there's a noise filter that's software, and so it just like tries to cut off a fan because it's like a repeating thing. Two calls. You just pot the flop. Flop and check it down. I mean, maybe he's potting the flop for us and then checking it down. We'll just go for the min raise. Min raise, check back turn, and then we see what the right out is. Unless he somehow got like jacks, which I don't know how, but I think we made two pair. Does he have a two? We blocked the flush. He could have a two. Is he just folding to only bet? Probably not. It's about half lot. Intonation. Sometimes I say sentences quickly. Yeah. I usually like start off strong and then I usually take a while to warm up in the morning and then like midday I'm like boom, 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 and then towards the end I crash. So it depends like when you catch me. I woke up 4 p.m. today, so 12 hours ago. 12 hours ago? 6 p.m. 6 p.m. 10 hours ago. Don't ask me what I was doing for the last 10 hours. I don't remember. Do not remember. Don't ask me how I have this drink in front of me either. I don't know. Should I open up the beers? Get on the beers. Get on the beers tonight because it's New Year's Eve stream. Get on the beers. Get on the beers. There's an Australian remix of some politician. It's really popular. It's called Get on the Beers. Check the ace king and just raise. Just always raise because I always bet. All right. Squeeze it. That was way too big. I was trying to like way too big. Hey, we flopped two pair. Let's check it. Every time you flop two pair bet, just check. All right, now we just pop the turn and jam river. Just snap jam because that's always value, right? It's always value. I probably should slow down there. I'm going too fast. Snap jam is always an outside. I don't know if they fold like top pair to that. Like, cause they call it pot size bet, and then like the river's like the quarter pot. So like, I don't know what that means. Chornel Onishin is 5 on the sides. Yes, exactly. That's why I keep playing it. King 10. So we check back, and then we bet pot. Right. Okay. Now we just pot it, and hope he doesn't have ace king, ace queen. Sorry. Boom. He snaps me off. He's got the nuts. I've got fucking 6 high. Let's give up. I thought that. I'm surprised it didn't jam. Okay, we've got queen. Are you sure about this? No. Do I bother look at the hands after 24 hours? No, not really. Not all the time. Sometimes what I'll do is like I'll download like a week's hands and then put them through a filter and then filter for specific spots that I'm interested in. But I need enough of a sample of that, so just like looking at 1 day's worth is not enough. Um, this guy's really short, so I don't know if overbetting's gonna work. We can try it. We can try it. Hey, it worked. 60% of the time, works every time. Through with ace queen suited? I guess so. It is ace queen suited. So, you know, it's fucking trash. Absolute trash. Everything weaker than queens is like abysmal. Do we raise? No. We fold. Always got to think about different lines, right? I made a decision easy for us. I mean, the mid dong is always like middle pair or better, so it's like. Terror had a snapping every decision. I mean, that's fine. Some people just play fast. I mean, I play pretty fast. Maybe I'm tilted. Who's saying? Sod. Is that am I saying correct? Sod. Yeah. You said that last room, didn't you? Okay. So yeah, the win rate after yesterday's session, not looking as pretty. We got to get above 10 between now and the end of the year. Yeah. So we just need to earn another $8,000 tonight. We can do it. We can do it. It's only 40 binds. Only 40 binds in one session. All you need is chip and chair, right? Chip and chair. Hands per hour if you don't act quick. Yeah. Like your hourly is related to how quickly you make decisions and how fucking slow the software is. So if you're playing on Ignition, it's slow as fuck. At least compared to stars. Because like there's all this fucking animation you don't really need. But it's just so that the servers don't get overloaded with all the requests. Yeah, just fold that through that. I mean, you can call, but the other calls. You really want to be pretty tight in that spot. Because the one guy calls in position, you usually have a pretty good hand. Queen 10 isn't that good from that position. It's not that good. Not that good. And we just pop the turn. I think we figured out they fold like 65-ish% to the pot size bet on the turn there. So he's got flush draw. Yeah, right. So yeah, because they check back and they're super weak, and then you just pull the turn, and then there you have it without much of a fight. Here, I'm gonna do that. But if you pot the river, they just like hero call. So That's really the trick. Like people like overfold to turn bets and underfold in the river. It's a bit odd. It's a bit odd. It's because I don't know something about like the curiosity. Like you just wonder what they have, and so you're just like, I'll just throw the chips in. Maybe we'll be right. But it's on the turn. There's an extra straight of betting first, and the potential threat of an all in on the next street. So especially if you're making a big bet. Yeah, I'm not overbetting that flop. I'm overbetting this one though. Snap goals. We potted again. With that gut shot. Nah. Nah. Just draw. Just backdoor draw. Just draw. He's never going to dong the brick. I mean, the 10 brought the queen jack straight. So maybe it's a range bet. Don't know. Is there one exploit mistake elsewhere working amazing for you? I mean, they're all pretty good. Like the limp raising is probably the best. Like in terms of like biggest bang for your buck, it's definitely the limp raising from low jack, high jack. Just because like it's so easy to implement and like the amount that it increases your EV with like aces, kings, queens, that kind of stuff is pretty insane. I mean, I've been doing it. I've been doing it on Unition for the last like 150,000 hands, and it's just like you see my win rate with aces and kings from like early position. It's really nice. Let's raise this. Let's raise this. Raise it up. Okie dokie. It's all both faults. Maybe the queen six I got open, but I can't be fucked waiting around for that. Like all the time, a bunch of hands just aren't worth waiting for. I got shot. Got a gut shot. I'm just bet twice apart. The problem is like Poker Tracker and like the solver does as well. Like it keeps track of the pot before rake, but like if you use these pot buttons, it's like pot after rake. So like compared to what you're doing in the solver, and if you just press the pot button, like on most poker sites, it'll just make it the same as the pot after rake, not before rake, and that difference means your strategy is way off. Nah, not way off, just a little bit off. Let's check his back. Check it through here. We just check down the 10. Have he's got like pocket twos. We just got a tank, right? We got a tank. We got a tank and then pot. He called a 3-bet with queen 8. You see that's why like 3-betting is so strong, because if your opponent calls with a hand that's like worse than the bottom of your 3-bet range, they just auto lose. And they'll do it. On ignition at least. They will do it. Fold that one. Fold that one. And that's also kind of why they need a 4-bet as well. Like 4-bet bluff. Like you think about what like your alpha value is, and then like how much you need to defend to prevent bluffs from being profitable, and like raising is a big part of that. And it's like we're 3-betting like crazy because we don't 4-bet bluff us. I do have some new sims about that on the website currently, so you can look through them. They're a lot of fun. Let's check. We'll just go for a small overbet. I don't want to sit there, sorry. Get the snap fold. Any over 100 do you think the enemy adds to my win rate? I don't know, like 1, 2. Like, it's not a huge amount. Like, if anything, it's probably like pretty neutral because like if you're not anonymous, then like I mean, strong players like if they can collect enough information about their opponents, they can like exploit specific opponents. So if anything is detrimental to the win rate, it's just that ignition is really soft. And that's kind of like why fish stick around because they're comfortable knowing that they're not being exploited by specific opponents. Check down against pocket twos. I mean, yeah, pocket twos is a really bad call profile there. I mean, anything's a really bad call. Like my three bet size, like you just play flop to fold and you'll be fine. Right? Like the only hand you call is like ace queen suited, and then you have to call like some other shit at low frequencies in order to like make your hand make your range, not just ace queen suited. It's a bit weird. Go about this just twice a pot. Yeah. These like pair flush backdoor flush draw hands are like really good because of the backdoor equity and the set blocker. So they work really well in like crazy ass range lines, but they can be difficult to play if your opponent is aggressive in your line where like you're being passive. But they're really good in the aggressive line where your opponent's being passive. Did I say that right? Yeah. So if you're being passive and your opponent's aggressive, it's kind of a shit hand. But if you're aggressive and they're passive, it's amazing. I mean, that's obviously an exaggeration, but like you kind of get the point, right? And like aggression is exploitable. Like being too aggressive or too passive is exploitable. Like usually, uh, usually you don't want to be exploitable as a default. But if you're playing really far away from, or if you're up against players that are playing really far away from default, then you should make an exploitative line yourself. It's like a lot of the plays that I'm making are just like pure exploits um, today, and like I'm just brain solving preflop because I don't really know preflop. Like you can't like solve it. You can't even solve postflop. Like preflop solvers, postflop solvers, they're always a bit off. Um, so there's not. You got to take it as like a learning tool rather than being like this is the answer. It's not the answer. It's approximation. So you can learn from approximation. If you show one others know they suck, yeah, you're right. I don't want people to know I suck. Just remember, guys, if I'm paying, five big blinds and rake, the average player is probably playing a little more than that. Uh, and the average win rate is the rake, right? Is the negative of the rake. So we just go for small overbet. I like the small overbets on these paired boards because it doesn't risk too much and like people just fold everything. Um, because there's like no draws in them. They have to like hero call with like ace high and stuff in order to like fill out their range and like the under pairs, which they just like they know the hand sucks. And like even the pair rather than the trips is like difficult. Just like, oh, that guy's got trips, I'll just call with trips. But The king four. This guy folds, I'll squeeze. I'll three bet. If that guy calls, I'll squeeze. If that guy raises, I'm not going to fold bet. Don't worry. I gotta be careful I don't kick the cord on my mic. Yeah, so the guy waited the full 15 seconds and then limped, so I'm just like, he's got a really strong hand. I'm not saying it's a really strong hand, but like, who the fuck waits 15 seconds just to limp? Tried to exploit range into rush, got really confused post flop. Yeah, I mean, that happens. Yeah, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one. I shouldn't really have that hand there too often. Like a 10. Like there's not that many 10s in my range. And there's not that many 10s in his range either. So like I'm scared of like the rivered set and like ace 5, but ace 5 bets the turns. So I'm min raising this. Just tank and then min raise and they snap fold, right? Yeah, you need to get used to it. So like it's like a learning process. Like you just add one exploit at a time so that you get comfortable with the previous one before you add the next one. So like start off with the limping under the gun, and then like the small blind versus the big blind spot is pretty nice. Like just go like because there's you get down to two players, and like people don't fight for the blinds enough just in general. Like they don't think of the game as fighting for the blinds. Think of the game as like make a hand and then win a pot. Like it's not the game. It's not the game. It's not the game at all. The game is all fighting for the blinds, but people don't get that. So yeah, we've got an open ender. I guess I can bet 4 times a pot, 5 times a pot. This is 4 times a pot before rake. I mean, he had the top of his range, so I'm not complaining the fact that he had queen 4 there. It's like, how do you have queen 4 there? He limped it. That's out. Maybe if it went 5 times a pot, he would have folded. No. No. bet shot? Go shot? Twice spot? It looks like it's twice spot, but it's a little bit less than twice spot. Twice spot was actually 18 because the rake. And like in these small pots when there's a lot of rake to be had, like a lot of the discrepancies, a lot of the slight overfolding on the flop is actually due to rake. So as a big blind, because it's rake taken, and it will be rake taken if you call. So big blind has to slightly overfold to make up for that. Of course, big blind slightly overfolds in general because it's check back EV, but if there's no rake, then like the ranges break up really wide. So it's a bit of an interesting spot. I guess we just pot it. If this guy jams, it's pretty nasty, but it's always aces, right? Always. I'm still snapping it off. Like if he flats, I'm just like, oh, fuck. Thing is, I would flat if I got if like it's so good. Like you limp aces and then goes raise raise, you just flat and they just punt into you so hard. Like I'll show you some of the hands I've done it. It's amazing. Like you limp undergun with aces, and like one guy raises, isolate you, and then guy three bets, and you just like cold flat that shit, and then every single time they just punt into you. Like both preflop and postflop. Like preflop, they'll just think you're a fish and just try to like jam you off your hand sometimes, and then because there's still one guy, the first raiser, that maybe has like jacks or some shit, and it's like, maybe if I jam, they'll both fold. Maybe if I jam, they'll call with ace king. This guy that limped cold the three bet, he's got fuck all because dead money. Um, Whatever. And then you go aces and just be like, sorry. I don't know how to play this game. He's that live and people are like, this guy's a fish. It's alright. I'll just keep isolating him. He just limps everything, right? My problem is I can't really play too many live games because like people sometimes recognize me, so especially in Perth, everyone knows everyone in Perth. But God, small world. People will watch YouTube videos and recognize you from YouTube videos when you're at some random casino. I mean, there's only one casino in my town, so just click it up. It's a really bad turn. I mean, it's great for my range, but it's really bad for my hand. That was even worse. Yeah. Yeah. Ace five. Damn it. Poker twos never lose, right? Nah, now they do. Fuck that shit. Alright, we can overlap the queens. You doing GG reg tables at the moment? Is GG like somewhat anonymous? The browsers are nuts, yeah, it is nuts. Yeah, they just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. They won't stop. All right, cool. Now we back raise. Let's worry about this guy for a minute. We check back. Nah, Queens is a bit vulnerable here. Yeah, people don't adjust. People don't adjust. I guess we're jamming the turn. I mean, it's too wet. It's too wet. Too wet. Get the money in the hand, because they're not going to do it for you. Like you bet like half your stack, and like they won't jam for you. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing? So you got to jam yourself. Like you just gotta rip it. I mean, yeah, like the guy limp cold, and then gold. Like he doesn't have anything good. I was not worried about like the set there at all. Um, that's the thing, right? Like if they limp call, they're a fish. So like you don't have to be worried about. Oh, this is dodgy because this guy's. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this because it's equivalent to like bet and then jam, and like in that particular situation, like, do you want to continue with the ace jack? It's like, not really. Don't really know what this means. One thing you're confused about. Same here. There's always just one thing you're confused about, right? Life's so confusing. I guess we should check it down. Like this runner is shit for this hand. I was gonna do some like check jammy shit, but like ace came and the jack paired. It's like, my hand's not good anymore. It's not very. It's not a good spot. I have to be trusting that he like bluffs an underpair. Nah, they just don't bluff the underpair. So it's always either a jack or an ace, which is. I mean, like the jack makes the most sense, and sometimes people get like really trappy with an ace. So yeah, it's a bit shit. Like even my player just like checks back and then we win a showdown. Like that's yeah, no. Do if you're up against a fish that will isolate and then call wide, you just tighten up a little bit and then forward even bigger. Like you just get bigger. Just, like they lose more money the bigger you size it, right? Because they put a higher percentage of the stack in. That's what people like. It's one of the last things people think about, really. We're pretty deep. We're pretty deep. 39. Yeah. Alright, I guess we just check call. I don't know if I can jam the river now. This is a weird spot. I mean, my hand's too high up. He's got 9. It's a weird spot to bet the turn with a king 9. I don't know. Maybe we should just fold because no one ever fucking overbets the river on a throw pot. 400 big blinds without the nuts. I probably should fold. Like I'm overthinking it. It's too much. Too much good shit going on. Overbet. I guess control 4 betting. 6x opens on the small blind. Why did you miss those? I mean, I don't know if they work better than the 5x. They probably work just as well. Like the trick is, like you want to get really, you just want to get just above the thing where they start overfolding, and like that's probably where it is. Like there's an inflection point, in their calling range. Full bet pot. It's an interesting spot. There's more draws now. They all bricked out. Yeah. Check. Rip river. 3 times spot. I mean that's a solid line. It's a solid line. Limped pot. Limped pot. We check Res River. Nah, we just 2x pot it. Everything missed, right? I have to have a misdraw there. Gotta have a misdraw there. For this. Alright, let's skull this bottle of Pepsi. Johan. I mean, the server won't be able to. Server won't be able to tell what's going on if you run multiple sims. Like it's not going to be able to compare the, and you're not really going to be able to compare. Like maybe you can, but not. It's not. It's not a valid comparison really, but between the different sims. You have a bunch of different sizes, but it's run all the sizes in the one sim. Yeah, I mean, I'm so far behind that the like to view ratio is abysmal, absolutely abysmal. I mean, like you got to like it for the cat photo, right? Cats and poker. What's not to love? The fuck was that? Bro, I put like 4% of the sag in it so I can rip it. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh my god. You know, solid 25x 3 bet. Like I'm never going to call it anything. Just value on yourself every time. So, I don't know. I don't know. Because of the rake, and you pay like 50%. You need 50% equity to call. Like, that's too bad, bro. You need like 49% equity to call. Limp it. Overbet. Overbet. That's a fucking shittest run out for a king, isn't it? Jesus. I've got a cut shot. In case of his monotone, we only got 3 outs. Uh, thing is, like, the overbet's so strong, like, like people just only call with flushes. It's great. They call with flushes and like the nut flush draw. Like, that's it. There's not that many flushes. It's like, how much is a flush? It's like 10% of the range, 11% of the range. Um, like tops. All right, let's try 3x pot. See if that works better. Oh, seems to. Japan. I mean, it's actually not like the EV of like the overbet line is very. It's actually very similar. Like if both players play it well, like you'd probably lose like 1 BB per 100 or some shit. Um, maybe like 5 BB per 100. Like it's not that much compared to like how big the pot is. Like the pot is like Starting pot after rake is going to be what, like 40, 45 BP per 100 or something like that. So it's a very small amount of pot that you actually like lose if your opponent plays perfectly, like GTO against you. But the thing is, like solvers don't. Well, at least most of them, like in the save file, like they don't have the lines which go to 0. So people don't study them. Like they never study them, and so it's like, oh, I have no idea what to do here, because this is not GTO at all. It's a really good ball for my range. It's pretty bad because of his pocket pairs, so like I have to check a lot and then give up. I guess we go for the bet now. With a good old 8 high. Just bet 1.5 times the pot. The thing is, because like they play it and they think, okay, well this line he's always going to shove the river, right? So I have to call hands which I want to call the river, and so like they massively overfold. Yeah. They go that. Kind of hard to defend with 1.25x if you haven't drilled it. Yeah. And it's like impossible to drill because like there's no sims. There's no sims for it. Oh, the 1.25x in the throw pod. Yeah, maybe. Maybe you can do that. Yeah, flush draw. I guess we can bet now. Pot size river jam. 8-9. Going for the funky 3-bet into punt river. What's my plan with this 4-bet pot? I'm going to punt the river. God, like because they don't have a plan for the hand. Like they don't have like a point where they'll like disciplinedly like give up. So like the traps with aces are so good. Like it's good to do it in GTO because like in GTO it's like you need to have aces to protect the calling range because the calling range like is kind of wide because the 4-bet's not so big. But against these guys, it's so good, so good. And then the trick is you just have to have a good run out because like if you the thing is like it is strange. Like if they're the caller, they're never going to make those punts. But if they're the raiser, they'll just punt like mad. So yeah, having aces in the calling range is like really good. Sound hates me. What does that mean? Does that sound your cat? I guess he's been meant to block. If you're called by queen, it's great. Called by some other shit, not too bad too. I love how they're both called. They're both called. And that's the other thing that like contributes to like a lot of your EV with like the hands multi ways, like multiple callers. Oh, fuck, the sun's coming up. Shit. 5 a.m. 1.5 maybe. I mean, we're pretty deep. Difficult to find folds this deep. I mean, calls this deep. So maybe we can size it down. It's scary as shit. Like, imagine like you're sitting there with like king six of clubs or something. You're like, what the fuck? How do I play this now? So yeah, we punted with aces. They punched it into us. It's all good. It's all good. We end up the same stack anyway. Was that hero call with ace on the river really a punt? Yes, I regret it now, but it is what it is. Sometimes you make mistakes. I'm not perfect. Punt is very 2023. Yeah. The trick is when you're bluffing them, you got to make it seem like you're about to punt, and then you don't, because then they'll just let you catch up. These ace high boards, they're not as good for your bets. I guess we could do it anyway. I mean, the ace on the ace high boards, like you just like min bet it and then bet the turn or something, but yeah. Two overcards. Overbet. Queen nine offsuit. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know that one. I mean, it's a fold even like in GTO land, so it's like, do we really want to like try and raise this? Probably not. Ace King. Ace King. Ace King. It's a nice turn card for my range. Raise it. Yeah, I mean, sometimes they can get really worried that you got a set, but like, you shouldn't be checking back a set on the turn. So the ace is like really good for him. I got ace king, so I got ace king. Yeah, when the ace comes like that, they should just like pot the river with an ace. Quarter pot maybe. I guess like 40% shared is like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So the raise with ace king is very comfortable, very comfortable. Yeah, I'm just not sure about these like ace exports. I mean, with ace on the ace export, like obviously I'm doing it with a bluff, but like just the naked ace, I don't know. It's not like really don't know, so it's second give up line. At least theory. I mean, okay, like let me think this run out. Like I would check back the turn and like pot it into him. So I guess we check back. I don't know if there's any value there because there's a give up line. Maybe there is. Although, like, I don't know what he's doing with 8-5. It's a bit dicey, but we'll see what happens. Okay. Phew, thank fuck. I'm always worried about the limp just because, like, I mean, I'm not that worried, but like, I'm more worried than most people are. It gets raised 3 bad. It's like, oh, king queen, king queen. Tell the patients and make them doing their brain surgery. Don't make mistakes like sometimes. Yeah. I mean, that's what malpractice insurance is for. That's what the malpractice insurance is for. Well, I do not intend to get into surgery. You make a fuck ton of money though. Like, not because like what you're doing is like that much harder than you know what the things the other doctors do. It's just requires a lot of setup, and you can bill for like every little thing. But, like it's kind of abstract, like to bill for something that comes from your head in terms of like hours for like thought. But you can fucking use your hands and stitch this, cut that. Very like discreet and like what's the word? What's the opposite of abstract? I don't know. Fucking concrete. Concrete. It's like a concrete like thing that you can charge for. Because like before and after, there's like an obvious difference between the two with surgery, but with like a lot of medicine, it's like very kind of like, did we actually do this or did you do this or how much of this was because you would have done it yourself or was it because of the medicines that we gave you? I mean, it is usually because of the medicines, but it's difficult to bill for that. And especially with in today's day and age where everything's on fucking Google. Like, you told me the same thing that I found on Google. Like, yeah, but Google doesn't come with the 15 years of experience that I do. That I'm making a fucking safe decision with the medicine that you're taking. Um, and because of Google, everyone thinks that they're as smart as a doctor with for their particular condition. It's like maybe they are. So yeah, yeah, and that's why like a lot of like it's like certain physician types like they get a lot of hate from like the general public because like they're perceived differently from other types of doctors because the medicines that they give are like easier to find on the internet. A lot of like general practice, like primary care type stuff. Unfortunately, like they just they don't make money and they're overworked. So it's like, I mean, it would be great being a primary care physician, but because our lifestyle is good, patients are nice, but it's shit all pay and like you have a lot of fucking patients. I don't know if I can bet the river here because of the paired nines. And they just like 3-4. Okay. You see, they don't bluff. So like, if I just do that with 9 high, I mean 10 high. Okay. Uh, uh, River the flush. River the flush. Hit the flush blocker. Well, it's irrelevant because it's a king, but he was thinking about bluffing, but then he remembered he's a fish. It's like, oh wait, I'm a fish. I can't bluff. Uh, Queen 7. I guess the cutoff's not too bad. Let Chat GPT be a doctor. Yeah. The thing is that like the funny thing is like people will like do that shit for like themselves, but then when their like pet is sick, they're like, "Oh my god, we need to take it to a vet." I have no idea what's going on. And like relative like the thing is like a doctor compared to a vet can talk to its patient, but a vet can't. Like it has to rely on like vague symptoms that like there's no symptoms. There's only signs like you vomited. What the fuck is this? This realize what was going on. I guess we're cool. He donked into us, didn't he? It's not a good river for this hand. Oh, sixes, actually, yeah, that makes sense. Fold there. Issue is like all the time. The vet might not know what's going on either. Oh, yeah, good at Queen 7. Thing is, on that particular run out, like Queen 7 is one of those hands that should bluff. But people don't do it. They're never going to do it. When everything gets there, you need to bluff pairs, but people don't. So you just always fold versus that river bet. Like 25 now, trends you noticed. Why are you thinking about running Monka Sims when you're playing 25 now? Like, bro, come on. Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. You can run whatever sim you want. It's expensive. Monka is expensive. It's like $500. It's $500 solver. It's 500 euro. I can't remember. No, £500. £500. Yeah. That's how expensive. I remember paying. Why is this in pounds? Like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. This is good. Bluffing is the forbidden fruit. Yeah. When do people find out how good it is? 1.5, roughly. Strangeness, RFI, 3x reg, small 3 bets. They see every flop, 75%. Small 3 bets is awkward. Small 3 bets is awkward. Massive pot odds. You call your range capped. Your range isn't capped because you catch up. And the capness of your range is relative to the stack pop ratio. So the deeper the stack pop ratio is, like the less capped your range actually is. Because that small amount of the nuts that you flopped is a bigger proportion of your stack off range. So yeah, you know that cap. You just call and then you fold the flop, like, because they've got a range advantage. So like you're gonna like miss a lot. It's kind of like the big blind, how like the big blind overfolds on a lot of flops. It's the same thing. Because they've read small, like you've got a lot of odds with a bunch of hands. No. This hand on. Nice and chunky. With deep, probably should raise bigger. Yeah, these 4x opens are pretty soft, so they tend to overfold. Don't have to go too big, don't have to risk too much. I mean, even if there was a big 3 bet, your range would still be capped when you call, so it's not a big of a deal. The difference is like the stack pop ratio is low, so you can stack up with more hands. And like when you think about that, like actually the small 3 bets fucking suck from 4 position. Like they're horrible. Yeah, I probably should just overbet the flop, but don't know. Oh, they both had the same hand. They both had king 3. What the fuck? All right. So I over the flop runs, all this equity to deny. Equity to deny. I mean, this is a really good ball for my range, but this hand's like I want to keep the pair draw alive because then like I can check and win the pair showdown. Maybe. Because like you bet and like the pair draw doesn't mean anything, and then like how does it make money? You have to check and then you draw to a pair and then check again and then win a showdown and check down line. Because the draw is not meaningful in any way. Let's go 26. Oh yeah, we got queen high, no draw. Overbet. 2 people. Snap folds. I mean, this guy's not gonna just pot odds, set minus shit. We're gonna call 4 to win 26, 24. 1 to 6 odds. Like, what's chance of flopping a set of 1 and 8? Just playing no set, no bet. It's pretty easy. And then it turns out the other guy had the 9s, the same 9s. That's why I can't flop a set. You got both my outs. Limp it. I follow up with a big bet on the flop. Well, I mean, what happens when you flop nuts? Like, where's your OVO come from? Like when you're calling a 3-bet pre-flop, like it comes from flopping the nuts. And a lot of your pre-flop hands is like you flop the nuts anyway. So min dong. Let's click it up. See what happens. Yeah, just click it back. We'll see how this keeps going. It's like, bro, what are you doing? What a min fucking 3-bet. It's alright. We just keep clicking. We just keep clicking buttons. I don't know, man. The fuck is this? The fuck is this? Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, we're just part the river now. I don't understand what the fuck this like click shit was about. He had a queen. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing with the fucking 3-bet on the flop? Oh Jesus. For a pre-flop, he bets into us on the king high board. I don't know, man. Jamaica, use your friend's server. You've already got it. Cool. Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, just go for your heart. Although, like, learning Monka is it's a bit of a thing, right? Um, Problem is the squeeze over ISO is not that common. Yeah, going small like this like keeps him in sometimes. So sometimes he'll like back raise. I mean, re-raise. Yeah, he's just got now. I mean, people who limp call a 3-bet usually like the hand. All right, we'll just plot it and jam river. This is a really shit spot. I guess we can call with queens in position and then fold on the SI board. It's a really shit spot because queens are so strong that even if they're slightly under buffing, like pre-flop, like it's still a call. Like just, but when the ace comes, you're fucked. Like the ace of king comes, you're just fucked because there's so much ace king. Um, so yeah, just know that. Jack 10 suited. Yeah. I mean, maybe, but it's just that 3x open is like really. They're going to call through it. I'm like, do I want to really run into fucking king 10 offsuit when it comes 10-10? Like nah. Yeah, yeah. Monker is shit. The problem is like people like they open the small blind and then they're really deep and they don't realize that small blind is a really shit spot to open deep. Especially for that 3x. That 3x is if you're on blue one's deep, opening 3x is like a bit of a punt there. You gotta like mentally hit a lot of time and then like deny touch of equity, and then when you get 3-bet, it's like okay, fuck, kind of thing. If you put too much in out of position, it's not good. Same as like the low jack, hijack. Like the reason why you open small, one is a lot of players behind you, so like, and also it's out of position against those players. So it's not a great spot to be. So it's mostly about like denying equity. Um, Unless you're exploiting people, then you just open 5x and they fold anyway. Okay. Squeeze it. This screen's a bit shit against the low jack. Like you flop an ace and you kind of like got to check it down. Like they got a low ace queen themselves and touch of ace king. Um, so like it works as a really good preflop bluff because of its blockers mostly. The post flop you need to play really cautiously. And like this is where like a lot of people like just punt with ace queen. They play like ace king. It's not ace king. It's not ace king. It's much closer to ace jack than it is ace king. Um, so like if you play your ace queen closer to ace jack, you probably do better for yourself. You probably win more. And like why is that? Like if you think about ace queen, right? Compared to ace king, comparing ace queen to ace king. Ace king, what is ace king like dominated by? It's only dominated by two hands, aces and kings. What's ace queen dominated by? It's dominated by a fuck ton more hands. It's dominated by queens, aces, kings, and ace king. Um, in terms of like total number of combos, it's a lot more combos. So like when you've got ace king, it's only 6 combos you're dominated by. When you've got ace queen, how many combos? 6 plus 6 plus 9. How many combos ace king you got? 12. Sorry. Uh, yeah, 12 combos of ace king. 3 times 4 is 12. Um, so yeah, going from so 24. Going from 6 combos being dominated by to 24 combos. Yeah, 24 combos being dominated by. Suddenly you're dominated by 4 times as many hands. So the hand is just way weaker. Like way weaker. Manga guy sells $200 instruction manual. Fuck. Maybe I should get on that. Oh shit. I was supposed to overbet. Doesn't matter. Like it's a check down hand anyway. Oh fuck. River us with the 4-2 offsuit. Fuck, that overbet would have been fucking clutch now, wouldn't it? This is why you overbet, because if they call those, if they get there on the flop with these shitty fucking hands, it's just like they have to fold anyway. It's like, oh my god, like it's punishing like it's punishing shit preflop ranges that call them in raise, and like a lot of players will some players would call easy cards against the in raise. They're really not disciplined. So yeah. Which version of Monk are you using? Are you using the 2.2.5? 2.205 is a lot better than 2.1.9. I don't know why they did this points, because it should just be, because it's just like updating it, and it's like, oh, when it gets to 10 instead of going like 2.1.10, it's just like, oh, it's called 2.2.0, because I never seen it go above 10. Now we just pop the turn. Um, so yeah, which version are you using? Because like 2.25 is a lot better, because of its like it's basically just script all the just a script of, and there's some explanations in it, so like you don't have to, like you can figure it out just from the user interface, because it tells you it gives you an example of what he means. um, Play some dodgy shit here, trying to get like heroed by like a one pair hand, and then sometimes they'll bluff raise you, and they got a 7. It's like, I feel like they feel like they need to raise, so they will, and you just come over the top. Um, and then a bunch of the 2 pair hands are kind of going to be somewhere in between for a lot of people, and like sets and stuff. It's going to be like, okay, I'll call, it's comfortable. Um, so mostly that small bet was to try to ensure the 7 raises. We binked the set on the turn. Lucky us. I mean, I don't know. He doesn't really have ace king here, does he? Could have the set of kings, but I imagine that would have raised a turn. So I'm just like, because I just can't think of any hands that would check raise the river. So just got to go for all of it. Have the hero call. Yeah, I don't think like aces. The only hand that check raise the river is like king. So yeah. Let me know if you think there's a better way of playing that hand. Obviously raising the flop is a bit dodgy because like it doesn't make any fucking sense. But they just see that range like on every board, so like that those min raises are just like bluff deniers. That's preventing the bluff from seeing a turn for free when my hand is like, I can catch you, but I don't want you to draw. Your call forward will be like 18. I mean, I guess we flop a flush draw enough of the time. We flop a flush draw one every 10 roughly, right? That's where most of the EV is gonna come from, the flush draw. So yeah. So yeah, if you size your 3-bet bigger and they don't 4-bet bluff you, then king queen suited there is a very easy fold against the 4-bet. 4-bet bluff you, because even though the 4-bet was kind of small, they're just not bluffing, and so you're dominated by everything, and you're just like, yeah, I'll fold now. So I think we've managed to win back the money that we lost in the last session, in the last stream. So doing all right so far. I mean, it does help to flop like every fucking set, which is great, and like turn every set. Just sets left, right, and center. It's great. Sets, two pairs. This guy on the left is short. I'll just flat. I just want to get jammed by. Fuck. It's mostly because like if I 3-bet like a decent size, he just jams at the top, and like if I flat and he jams it, I just fold. This is a really ugly size, but no set, no bet. Because what 6 to win 30. Yeah, that's a bunker. I mean, 2.25 is like is like still in beta or whatever that means. So, I mean, there is one bug that I found, but like you have to be using it pretty fucking hard in order to find it. Middle pair. Over. Probably get some top pair to fold. We block 2 pair, which is nice. I'm looping the button these days. Looping the button. 10-3 is nice open from a small blind. Checks through his pot the turn. Through at the 10-8. 1, 2, 3. Check that back. Queen 10 is not very nice, just because people like in the big blind, they tend not to 4-bet like ace queen for value. In the small blind, sorry. So, and the round is really good for my range, but for my hand, it's pretty mediocre. Yeah. So, all the ace king, but I just flat the ace queen suited, king queen suited. It's pretty decent flat. Loves the blind. Against a 3-bet. The way he played it, maybe could have bet the river, but players will have ace king, and then because you've got a king, so you block ace king. So maybe it's not as good as you think. You see, we're just flopping sets left, right, and center. This is how you can tell you're running good. You flop every set. Every pocket pair you have turns into a set. Just see that through 1/3 pot. And now you just cheeky check back the river, check back the turn, and then jam at the top of any bet. Yeah, okay. What did queen play? All in? I don't know if jam makes sense, but yeah, I think there's enough check jams in most people's vocabulary. So there's a lot of hero calls though. A lot of hero. I wonder if this is working. Hand replayer. Is that the right one, or is it cards? Hand history. Let's see what he had. Okay, this is the one. Okay, so the hand replay doesn't say what he had. But the oh, you had king queen. Cool. Okay, so the hand replay doesn't work, but the hand history one does. Just make trips all the time. Every hand becomes trips. It's great. Except for that aces. Couldn't outdraw the king nine. Savage. Savage. Alright, now we just over the river. Just go for like twice apart. If he raises, it would be so sick. It would just be like, mate, how do you have the pair of sixes here every single time? And then you call, and he always has the sixes every single time. uh, we are running hot. We are running hot. It's nice. It's nice. After running like dog shit in the last stream, it's nice to run hot. But that's the thing, right? Like, you gotta like play a strategy which like decreases the amount that you lose when you're running bad and increases the amount that you win when you're running hot. So that's a trick. That's the trick. Oh, that. Uh, Over that? I don't know. I have an overcard. My block. Ace Jack. uh, 7's here. I mean, it's probably 3 bet. He's gonna have like a set or something. Oh, Jack 4. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Good call. Good call. Good call. Good call. Sweet. Sweet. Ace 2. Let's make it nice and chunky. I've got a gut shot on the right here. Obviously, we are checking back. Just ribs it. All right. Cool. Cool. Ugh. All right. Yeah. 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 I mean, the pocket pairs with the overbetting and even with the betting the flop, like, they're not as good. Just because like the pocket pairs have only got 2 outs to outdraw, stuff. I mean, the pocket pairs like just below top pair. Like the under pairs, they're shit. Just use it as a bluff. But those pocket pairs, they got some showdown value, like legit showdown value. What the fuck is this? Do you got like an over raise? Like, yeah. Okay. I mean, the flush and the straight draw got there, so maybe we just don't. Maybe we just don't. That particular That particular heart, like even though most hearts is good for that hand, but those particular hearts, maybe not. All right, overbet. Yeah, HRC's betas. It is getting there. It is getting there. It is getting there. That's the thing, right? Because I got like a team behind it. Like the Monker is just like, I think it's just one dude, but I don't know. I haven't used HRC that much, but um, maybe we should take a look at it. I just don't feel like it can really work so well with the amount of like flexibility that Monk has, like in comparison. So yeah, yeah, you just fold top pair. I mean, like if they check, then you can value bet maybe, but just snap call then overbet the river. Uh, this is awkward. It's awkward. I guess we forward the queens and get it in, but oh, wrong guy, wrong guy. Fuck, this is so bad. Wrong guy. Jesus. We'll look at it tomorrow and it'll be fucking aces like every time. Wrong guy. I mean, I would have called if the three better jammed, but not the opener because it's always fucking super nutted. Yeah. Yeah, super deep. Super duper deep. Um, I guess it goes like 60, maybe. Yeah. And he made a pretty decent ISO as well. Um, nice ISO size. That's the issue with being deep. It's like, where am I at? Can't feel my feet. The straight flush draw. Straight and flush draw, I should say. Straight. Um, so when this happens, I don't check back because I don't need the hand in my river range. So I'm focusing on the hand on the right. Yeah, okay. I mean, here, like, he's super capped, so, like, we can just jam all the ace king. Because he's not going to check raise anything. I mean, maybe he does, but a lot of players won't find a check raise with, like, a set if you bet small. Even though they have to because, like, it gets all in. Gets all in the river anyway. Well, it's like he gets jammed on by the ace king. So like with that, like it doesn't matter that your opponent has ace king because like they can always rip it in because like so if you're like defending you're thinking about how high up your hand is in your own range. So if they bet a non-all-in size, if you've got the top of your own range, you always jam. And then if your opponent jams into you, you always call the top of your own range. Because even though they can have as much ace king as they want, as they have, like this, you still call the top of your own range against the all-in, at least theoretically, right? Did I check back in the pot? I should have. I said because the same hand can value jam into you, right? So if the same hand can value jam into you, right? Because it's the same as top of your range. The top of your range always calls. These limp pots. So just check down, jack high. Yeah. So the top of your range will always call the all in because it overlaps with the value component of the jamming range, and it's always going to overlap with the value component of the jamming range. So that hand itself, if you're facing a normal in size, should just jam. But people don't do that. Like people have the tippy top of their range, their own range, and not jam the river. So you have to do it for them when like you have one of those hands that they can't have from preflop. Check back king high. Check down king high. Yeah, just for the tens. I probably could float. I probably could 3-bet bigger as well. If she was this deep, I'm not sure what 3-bet size is. I have to double check a 200 big one sim. Well, tens doesn't get in there. Like tens is always a flat. It's always a flat that deep just because being in position is like really good when you're deep. So like this is the issue with playing super deep. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. So I really shouldn't do it. Really shouldn't do it. Flop trips. Who's over bet? Doesn't make sense, but we do it anyway. Three bet here. Ace four suited. Get a 1-on-1. That's a really shit fault my range. That's the thing, right? Like you got these hands like this. I mean, just identifying that this is a really shit flop your range, and you just don't want to keep bluffing is where you save the money. So like any bluff that's going to get called that you don't make the bluff literally saving your ass. It's plus EV to not bluff sometimes. Plus EV to just check fold. Okay. All right, mate. Try your scripts, custom side JSON format. Use less RAM, compare high CV node actions so you can execute lowest EV nodes. Less RAM is pretty nice. Exclude lowest EV nodes. Don't remember that. Yeah, S92 is probably not a good trigger of the ISO. Maybe it is, but I'm just cautious of people limping out of position. Just because I know how good it is, you know. I'm worried people figure it out. All right, I'll probably have to check it out. Then. Every set, every fucking set, every single time. Never fucking happens, I swear. God damn. Yeah, I mean, multi-way, you got to be pretty cautious with bottom set. This board is like really good for him. Straight got there. Well, we made a boat, so that straight doesn't matter anymore. Also decreases the amount of set, but 6-5 is now beating us. It doesn't want to put the row. So that doesn't make any sense. Just like tiny overbet on like every paired board. Just crushes. Like people have no idea what they're doing because there's so much like air. There's so much air in people's ranges. Um, obviously I had a strong hand there, but like, and people are like, oh, this is just trips. I'll fold, but like they have to like float with like loads of pocket pairs in order to make up the frequencies in order to continue. G'day, Veloces. Nice to have you with us. I bet this is not. It's a nice bluff because like you can sometimes outdraw the king, but you get set of a set sometimes when you do that. Be cautious. Be cautious. Always gotta be cautious. Like, always gotta be cautious. Like, cause like the bluffs work so well, they work a little bit too well sometimes. You get too many hands to fold, so you're actually drawing dead when they call. So yeah, you got to watch out. 2x pot. I guess we're gonna do this. Kind of deep. I mean, so he waited the full 15 seconds, this guy, before pressing the call button. So pretty strong. Probably pretty strong. Always a fish, and I'm winning. So yeah, maybe if I put the turn, he would have folded. But then again, overbet, 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 overbet. And like this is part of the reason why, like, if you look at like MDA, like the big open sizes just win more than the smaller open sizes. And it's not necessarily. I mean, the ranges are tighter. That's true. Like the ranges are tighter when you open big. And it's difficult to filter from like different people opening different sizes. Um, but the big open sizes win more simply because you don't have to like know as much about how to play afterwards to like you just realize your equity and catch up. Like you can play passively afterwards. If your opponent lets you like catch up and you play passively, you just win. If both people play passively, you just win by opening big and then checking to catch up. That's what I'm doing here, except it's not just a big open. I mean, it's a big open, small blind, but everything else it's like overbet and then catch up. It's the same sort of idea. It's all very similar. So Josh hasn't played in a while because we're super deep. Yeah, we'll just click it and he folds. All right. You don't have to go the 5x being that deep just because it doesn't work as well. I should float a lot and justify floating, and they are justify floating because it's super deep. So better is to minimize than over bet. That's when they'll fold. Over bet. I mean, it works really nice multi-way because it folds out so much equity from both players. Like the king now, I've got like I guess two players. I've got like 60% equity or something. So it's just getting the folds is nice, you know. Even though like after they call, I'm pretty much screwed. There's always a king. Um, but if I fold everything except for a king, it's a lot of folds, and like it ends up being kind of worth it. And then like your hand just works, gets so much like EV because it blocks the king, not because like it actually ever like wins out and draws the king. It's like a bluff that blocks the continuing range. Um, and they just follow everything else, and so like my EV becomes very close to the pot. So yeah, yeah. Because over bet, we got trips. He checked in the pot. 2.5 is appropriate, I guess. Probably could have gone bigger. Probably could have gone bigger. I regret that now. All right, let's limp it. Limp it. Limp it, limp it, limp it. Sounds good. ISO, right? What's with the flopping sets today? Just every pocket pair is just flopped a set. Every time. Every time. This is like a third time today we flop top set with aces. It's great. It's great. If only I can run this good all the time, you know? If only. If only. Through about the eights. It's a gut shot, but like with the spades, probably better just call the one with the spades. Half of the eights have a spade, so fuck is this? Super deep, so I'm just like call every suit hand, make a flush draw. The issue is like when you throw it small that deep, like they just call with everything, and like they just get to choose lands to call with on the flop, and they don't have to continue too much because of pre-flop. Um, because in order for the opponent, oh fuck, I limped. I should have raised. Um, to get to that node, maybe limping was better. Uh, in order for the opponent to get to that node, like they have to risk getting 4-bet, and yeah, I guess we just check the flush draw blocker. Yeah, I guess we just raise. Um, the flush draw blocker is interesting because like I mean, there's gut shots in between. I got the set. All right. Because when they've got a king, they're scared of a flush draw, so they just rip it into you anyway. And then like you get to deny a bit of equity from some other hands. Over. How many times have we been dealt aces today? We've been dealt aces. Must be dealt aces like 10 times. It's great. It's great. Although to be fair, I think we might have lost more with aces than we've won. Actually, no. We won a few stacks with aces. Someone figure out for me. How many stacks have we won with aces? How many stacks have we lost? I know we've lost 2 stacks. Might have won like 3. 3 or 4. Just squeeze a jack 8. An open ender. So I'm gonna check the turn. They're pretty weak. 3/4 pot's probably appropriate. Potting it let some jam too much. I don't really want to call a jam with this hand. Ace king. All right. Not really sure how ace king gets that node, and then just play that, but that's fair. The problem with being deep, you got to make these really big bets, big 3 bets. And this is not that big in the grand scheme of things. Think you can bet an ace here. I might be wrong, but okay. There's a lot of 2 pairs, but if they just check the turn, then don't really. I mean, some of 2 pairs should like just bet the turn and check back the river kind of stuff. And like out of position, like you don't need to get called by as much stuff because like just blocking them potting into you. Overbet. Yeah, deep. Got to size up. Got to size up. Size up. All right, squeeze the nines. Squeeze the nines. Let's go 30. Fold that because Logic never four bluffs. They four bet the highest frequency, but they don't bluff. Like, no one bluffs, so Logic just ends up four betting you the most. 4 there. 3 times pot. Well, 3, 2.5. So it would be 15, wouldn't it? It's actually 5, not 4. No, I think the match is only 10k. No, the publicly available one's only 10k. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of difference for bet sizes. There's a lot of difference for bet sizes, and like my sims doesn't cover them all. My preflop sims, they've got some 3-bet sizes, but there's not enough. My preflop sims are probably solved down a bit more than Pluribus was. So I mean, some sizes are like legit better, and so Pluribus would have used some of the less good sizes, I guess is the way to put it. At like higher frequency. So yeah. And Pluribus is just a solver, so like you're looking at a solver. There's plenty of those around. I should have min raised of flipping the 5x out. Got 8 high. You know what that means? 60% of the time works every time. Overbet. Overbet. I swear, we got to play a game. We just take shots every time I say overbet. So drunk, so drunk. We'll change it up. We'll do a sip every single time I say it. Or we just do a sip every time I actually overbet. What happened with the camera there? That's a bit odd. I don't know, maybe my motherboard's shot. Maybe the camera's shot. I don't know. Overbet. Get snap called. Get snap called. Alright, well, fuck now. Our set does not matter. Oh, it does matter. Fuck, I was check folding. But they don't turn a pair into a bluff, so that's showdown value. It's great. It's great. Like every hand is every hand's draw strength is just so much more than it says on the tin because like they just don't try and bluff you off these hands when you get some showdown value. I mean, or you could just like, you know, just query the bot about what it's going to do rather than looking, just making like a random sample. If you want to learn from the bot, just query the bot directly. Don't understand why you would like go through the trouble of, you know, having it play against itself and then like dig through statistics on some sample of random hands. Like, just cut out the randomness altogether and just ask for the bot what it thinks. I mean, okay. I'm pretty sure it's just a flush draw, but it fucking sucks, doesn't it? Wrong jack. Yeah, wrong jack. That's right. We'll if someone remembers to remind me about it tomorrow, we'll look it up. We'll look up the hand. And if I was right about it being a flush, I'm a god. I'm a god. Just master hand reader right here. And we hold with the ace king. That's nice. Middle pair. Overbet. Oh, that's great. That's great. It's really short. Let's just get rid of that. Yes, he is. Yeah. Three bet the queen 10, and we get the fold. Mm, this guy's kind of short, so we gotta be cautious with our sizing. Don't risk too much in case he jams at the top. Then again, like if you just go really big, like it seems like it commits against that guy, so then you get slightly more folds. I'd rather do that with like an ace. 'Cause at least then, like when you're committed, like you've got at least 25%. So 30%. So it's not too bad to sort of commit. Yeah, king queen. All right. Guess we can open it. Hey, we get the folds. That was the best result. Best result. Well, I mean, flopping king king queen is probably better, but second to that. Second to that. Getting all the folds is good. Oh fuck! This was cold. Like, oh, it's still kind of cold. Fuck the queens here. Fuck! I just fold the ace nine. I mean, probably should just three bet it, but too much going on. Click it. Click it. If I get jammed on, I'm folding, but um, I never get jammed on. This isn't. I don't think it's the. It's probably not a flush, but I don't get called by anything, so let's check it down. Oof, bink the set. That's nice. It would suck if he's got a flush now. He's got kings. Yeah. Um, I was. I mean, I was hoping he had jacks, but you know, making a set on the river is fine too. I'm not turning my hand into a bluff into 4 people on that board. I win anyway. Oh man. Uh it's too good. I was thinking about bluffing it and actually win it showdown. Uh it's great. It's great. What a gut shot. I guess we gotta bluff Jack High now. Like he's taking this check down line. Like all of his strong hands should have bet. Um, these guys are really short, so even GTO line, I think this is going to be a limp. This is jam, I think, and then like other hands like maybe 3-bet tiny, but this hand is just like we just get the money in. I guess we check all the flush draw. The flush completing is really good for him actually. Just because like I've got all the offsuit hands and he's got all the suited hands, so I need to trap. I think I need to trap. All right, now this river is really good for my range. Although this particular hand, I'm trying to rep the 10 high flush. And then I'll back jam over a raise. Right? But if I just have the standard king of spades, I'll just like pot the river. Or, overbet the river. But the 10 high flush maybe would bet a different size. And so having that hand there to protect the 10 high flush works pretty nice. Although he could have just had like 7 high or something. I don't know. Overbet. King Jack, I guess we'll sorry about it. Get the folds, nice. mean, it's called a small blind, so he's got plenty of hands, yeah. But obviously, like top pair with the second nut flush draw is not folding. Now it folds. I mean, like 8, and that kind of blocks some stuff. A hand, I mean, we just don't bluff enough with the triple barrel, so it's like, yeah. The call out a small blind donk bet jam is pretty nutted. Pretty nutted. Overbet. Yeah, make top pair. King Jack. Jack 8. Jack 8 doesn't change. You should have bet a lot of queen on the turn, so this 10 is probably alright. Then again, people just like fold in this line because they don't have anything. So it doesn't mean the hand can't bet half pot. It's just that they've got a lot of like auto folds. So even though it feels like they're folding a lot, when they call, the hand is also pretty weak. So it's not necessarily like you can't get called by worse. Just they don't have anything strong. Zenith flush draw. Yeah, check back. We just pot the turn. I mean, if he jams on us, I guess we got to call. But do you have to call? Yeah, 70 to win 250 or something. 280, maybe. We kind of got to trust that our top pair is good. Top pair draw is good. Probably is. Just pot it. Just pot it when they check. And they fold every time. Every time. 70% of the time. Works every time. Oh my god. Just gotta pot. Just like they check. It's just press the pot button. It's easy game. Easy game. All right. Okay, Ace Nine. I guess you can. I guess you can try it. I guess you can try it. I guess you can try it. Yeah, it's a pair. It's a pair. See if flush draws. If the flush draw comes in. I'm just gonna pot the two pair. And I'll probably fold to the raise, but I just don't think they're betting the river for us. Like ever. So there's like half pot, check back. It's just like tried to see cheap showdown kind of thing. So raise the ace suited. Raise the ace 2 suited as well. Yeah, that gets some hands to fold in it. Question of what folds. The thing is, all the strong stuff just bets the flop, and so it's got a lot of under pairs, and sometimes a jack. And you could fold it. I could fold it the chop if they're folding a lot, and which they do, because they're always, if they've got a strong hand, they don't care that you're trapping. But if they have a marginal hand, they really care that you're trapping, and so. And what are those marginal hands like? Maybe like a weak king. Or, they don't have any weak kings, but like maybe like a jack. But what jack they have? Like queen jack. And so like I don't really okay. I don't know what I'm targeting in terms of folds, but it's probably mostly your weaker hands. Okay, I mean they're both cool, so maybe this open ender is not good. Maybe just drawing dead. Could be drawing dead. Could be drawing dead. I feel like we're drawing dead. This guy's gonna call or raise. I'm gonna fold. I just want to see what's going on. 10 cents more. Come on. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I was not drawing dead, but the 10 does not help. Squeeze it here. Hold it turn. All right. Yeah. Well, that's a 40% when it doesn't work, does it? Flipping coins, boys. Flipping coins. Hey, Jonathan. How you doing? Ooh, very deep, very deep. Let's go for like a. Let's go for like this squeeze. I like it. Let's do this. Just massive, massive squeeze. No, no takers. All right. Like I mean, button really shouldn't be fighting too many hands, shouldn't be going as deep, just because being in position is so good. You just 3-bet everything, better than calling, because you'll still be very deep when you 3-bet, and you get to kick the other guys out. Kicking the other guys out is nice. Nicer than being squeezed, which you'll get squeezed a lot because you're super deep. So just like calling or checking is not as ideal. From the blinds, all right. Sorry about the queen 7. Let's open up the king 10. Nice flop. I'm just gonna overbet because I think this always gets heroed by the ace. So, but the ace doesn't put a 2x pop bet in, so he's not gonna really call check raise. And obviously, if he doesn't have an ace, he's just folding. So I'm like really targeting ace for value. So yeah, overbet. Honestly, at this stage, we're gonna have trouble finding a hand that I didn't overbet. Right? Like every time goes post flop, just find a node and overbet, and people will. This is what happens when you play deep stack, right? Top and bottom. So playing this one a bit differently because it's so strong. So we kind of like want to induce a raise. It's difficult to induce a raise from 10 high, but it is what it is. Middle pair. Overbet. So there's no setting a bet. We're a bit deep, so I guess we can do this. It's got a bit bigger. You can get away going really big because this guy doesn't have any back jams, back raises. So yeah, yeah. I mean, so like when they just like throw bet small and then pop the flop, like you don't have to call with any hands because I mean, sure, the range should be wider than yours. I mean, tighter than yours. Um, but that's a function of like you getting really good odds pre-flop, and then like, you can overfold because their bluffs risk getting full bet by everybody behind them and yourself. So there is always risk involved. So like even though like you're basically like massively under folding pre-flop, um, the bluffs make money by having a profitable bluffing spot on the flop. Because then otherwise it doesn't make sense to have any pre-flop bluffs because the throughput size is too small. So it's like hard to get to that node with a bluff. And because it's hard to get there, you need to pay it. You need to like pay it in terms of folds. Got ace high, overbet. So he's got trips or flush draw either way, or he's just like I don't know. It works so well. Like the range becomes very very face up, and so like they kind of feel that as well. So they plays a bit passive when the flush comes in, despite the fact they've got trips. Just like oh no, uh, not low on our range. Over. Yeah, good on him. Queen jack's probably fold. The reason for the limping. Um, Limping is good, man. Limping is good. People isolate you too wise. So it's basically like a pre-flop check raise. Just just shock and draw, boys. Shock and draw. They won't try and bluff you. They never can try and bluff you off your top pair. Despite the fact that, this guy's really short. Let's give up. So your hand is really strong, like all the time. Pocket sevens. Overbet. The thing is, Christian, like, if you're playing GTO, like, people will play too close to. Oh, we are super deep. I guess we just pot it. Um, flopping the second nuts, third nuts, fourth nuts. Yeah, okay, we're really far away from the nuts now. Really far away. And this deep, it's like a bit uncomfortable getting a lot of the stack in. This is really cheeky bet. This is a really cheeky bet by him. Yeah, he's trying to induce a raise with a king. He's trying to induce a raise with a king. Super nutted. Super nutted. I mean, obviously I'm not folding a flush, but not raising that bet. That's fucking. Oh Jesus. I don't know. Like, how do you? This is not flush versus a boat. Like, am I a god for losing the minimum or what? Am I an absolute fucking god? What is this? Like in hand reading. I was like, like how do you bet into me on a king? Like, yeah, I don't know. Nines. I mean, this doesn't work so well, but is it showdown value, so it's not worth as much. Okay. Oh, the king's chopped now. Oh. I guess just call down. I mean, maybe he calls an 8 sometimes. Don't know. Then I was waiting around for the 3-2, just out of it. Maybe I should take a break. It's been going on for 3 hours. We should probably call it a session. I think I'm starting to make some mistakes. So I'll probably have a nap and then play some more in a couple hours, maybe. Probably an idea to take a break. All right. Thanks for joining me in this early morning, evening session. I don't know. It's morning now for me. So yeah. Oh fuck. Did I press? I'm back. I'm supposed to press leave. It's alright. Yeah, Christian. I mean, I don't know, like how much of the streams you've seen, but I'm playing very far away from what other people are doing. So you like what I'm doing or you don't. Either way, people. There's multiple ways to make money in poker. You just got to find one that's nice for you. You can play really close to GTO and try and battle it out with the regs, or you can just do something very weird and have an advantage that way. Middle pair. I bet. Jack 10 got there. It's any Jack got there. Jack 10's like the main draw here, right? I mean, I think I got 10 9 to a bluff, to be honest. Just because like your range is it's all Jack 10, it's all like a Jack and then a 9. So like, do you have any other hands to bluff with? No. So and then if I've got like Queen High, I mean the pair of queens, I get all my showdown value, despite the fact that there's a 4 line to a straight on the board. So like I literally like print all my draw value against your particular hand. And so like Queen Jack, let's say Ace Queen, right? Ace Queen, Queen 5. Ace Queen's got what 25% against you on the flop. And so if you're not bluffing a 9, those kinds of runouts, you let Ace Queen do that. And you let my Ace Queen do it. I mean, everybody else doesn't know about Ace Queen. All right, so we had like 1200, so it should be 41. One of the binds didn't the $400 bind didn't come through. That's all right. It should be 31 and a half or something. So let's update this number. So let's just say 31. So 3100 plus 15700, 188. Okay, so yeah, we're up like four binds in today's session. Pretty good. I'm gonna have a nap and then probably start up again after my nap. I mean, I'm sure the pool will be playing for another. I mean, given today's the day or the day before New Year's Eve, it'll probably be playing for a lot longer. Look at 50 NL, so tight right now, 21%. Anyway, let's close that. And I will leave you guys with my graph. And if anyone is sticking around, I might see you in this afternoon session. If not, have a good New Year. Because New Year's Eve for me, I'm sure it's going to be New Year's Eve for a lot of you guys as well. Eventually. It'll eventually get there. Bye-bye.